This week in Jamaica Now, the high school rankings. Belmont makes biggest leap on 2017 index as Campion retakes the top. Peter Bunting riding on the police used car contract. He says the procurement process was flawed and corrupt. May 22 is sentencing discount day in the Kingston Home Circuit and gun courts for accused pleading guilty. Extradited alleged scammers waive right to bail hearing. And Mandeville tax employee shot dead. The police detain her boyfriend for questioning. I'm Damian Mitchell and this is Jamaica Now. There is renewed focus on the high school system in Jamaica following the release of the 2017 Index of Top Performing Schools. Belmont Academy, the 8-year-old public school in Westmoreland, has outpaced high schools established over a century ago, making the biggest leap on the ranking. The rankings are calculated by local think tank Educate Jamaica based on the number of grade 11 students who passed at least 5 subjects, including maths and/or English language, in the 2017 Caribbean Secondary Education Certificate exams. Campion College has been restored to the peak position a year after it was overtaken by Immaculate Conception High. Immaculate is now second and Montego Bay High School for girls third. Classes were suspended at the Westwood High School in Trelawney this week after a massive fire left millions of dollars in damage. The fire left extensive damage to the canteen, dining room and adjoining areas. The government has said it will provide money to help in the restoration. Monday, May 22 will be discount day for accused persons who plead guilty in the home circuit or the gun court in Kingston. President of the Jamaican Bar Association, Jacqueline Cummings, says it's part of an effort by the judiciary to cut the backlog in the court system. She is encouraging accused persons with cases before the Kingston courts to contact their lawyers and seek to have their matters listed for May 22 if they intend to plead guilty so that they can benefit from the reduced sentences. There was gloom at the Mandeville tax office this week as employees grieved over the murder of one of their colleagues, 34-year-old Kenesha Mackenzie Gale. She was shot dead at her home in New Green, Manchester on Wednesday morning. The police have detained her boyfriend for questioning in connection with the homicide. He reportedly told cops that Mackenzie Gale was handing him his licensed firearm when it went off and a bullet struck her under her armpit. 7 of the 8 alleged Jamaican lottery scammers who were last week extradited to the U.S. on Tuesday waived their rights to a bail hearing in Bismarck, North Dakota. The 8th Jamaican, O'Neill Brown, will appear in court on Wednesday. His matter was not heard Tuesday because of a scheduling issue. U.S. prosecutors say the Jamaicans are to face trial in North Dakota on lottery scamming charges involving more than $5 million. Laverick Willocks, the alleged mastermind, was extradited in February after he agreed not to challenge the U.S. request for him. The opposition spokesman on national security, Peter Bunting, was at it again in Parliament this week as he had more questions for his government counterpart, Robert Montague, about the $400 million contract to procure used cars for the police. Bunting told Parliament that the procurement process was tainted because the government has gone ahead to buy Toyota Axia vehicles with continuous variable transmission (CVT. But he said the tender guidelines specifically said no CVT cars were to be procured.
He provided me the specifications. He provided me the successful bidder. It does not meet the specifications based on the answers he has provided. Mr. Speaker, this is a flawed and corrupt tender process.
Bunting raised several other questions to which Montague said he would do research before responding. The Finance Minister, Audley Shaw, has announced that the owners of the bauxite company Alpart are to build a second alumina plant in Jamaica. He said the plant is expected to produce 2,000 metric tons of bauxite per year, pushing to 3,600 tons, the combined output at Alpart. Shaw further said the owners of Alpart are also to build a plant that will produce aluminium foil. 700 people have already received jobs with the reopening of Alpart, and Shaw says thousands more will be added when the new plants are built. And that's it for this edition of Jamaica Now, your weekly review of the big news stories. Send us your comments at onlinefeedback@gleanerjm.com. You may tune in to Power 106 FM for regular updates. Follow us on Twitter at Jamaica Gleaner and on Facebook at Gleaner Jamaica. I'm Damian Mitchell, and before we go, a look at the top 31 schools as ranked by Educate Jamaica.